we already know, for example, that there's going to be Overwatch 2, right? Or we pretty much know, right? There was a leak. XQC on stage, he's not gonna be on the fucking opening ceremony. Are you insane? He's playing Overwatch, no? Or something. Silent crowd. That goes under... Does that go under super cringe? I always cringe when they release something and they're like super hyped and there's not a sound in the audience.
An audience not cheering until person on stage tells them to awkward silence.
Okay.
Middle.
Okay, awkward silence. Let's do that one, sure. Fuck the Mac 10! Fuck you and your scam gaming. What channel is it on? They're under StarCraft 2. What the fuck? Alright, I'm going on the special events. Alright, get your drinks, get your fucking snacks, because there will be no bathroom breaks. Yes, for those of you who missed it, it's live on stream. You're allowed to co-stream it this time around, boys. So that's a very pleasant surprise. We were gonna watch it little style with just the bingo on screen and no sound. And this one on the other monitor, everyone would have to watch it individually. Where do I find it? Blizzcon. Watch now.
Welcome home. I am from Chile. I'm from Toronto.
Alright. This one has less delay, apparently. All access.
Hey guys, welcome to the Blizzcon All Access channel. I'm Michelle Morrow alongside Malik Forte, and we're coming to you live from the Anaheim Convention Center for the epic event of the year, BlizzCon 2019. Malik, what is up? I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
You excited or what?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
I don't know, Michelle. Does Winston love peanut butter on his bananas? Do I love Reaper?
Yes.
Is Sylvanas evil?
No.
What?
He caught me. We're going to find out more about
peanut
that
butter
soon.
and what?
Hopefully, the fate of
On his
Sylvanas and
bananas?
everything else. We are
Disgusting.
less than 20 minutes away from opening ceremony, and this was the scene just a few moments ago as Blizzard fans from all over the world converged on the Anaheim Convention Center. There's people just lined up everywhere.
What the fuck was that picture?
It was real scary right there. But guys, if you want to
Super
make sure
blur,
you don't
like,
miss a moment
okay,
of
we can
this
take
year's
any
BlizzCon,
pictures
you've come to the right place.
out of the
We'll
event.
be here with you on the
Skip
All
this
Access
one.
channel for the next 2 days, bringing you all the big announcements, the developer panels, the talent and costume contests, and the closing night festivities as well.
And of course, as always, we're going to be sitting down with some of your favorite Blizzard executives and developers to dig even deeper into what's on the horizon for every franchise in the Blizzard universe. This is a big BlizzCon.
It's a big one, big one. All right, so our All Access Roman reporters are also back this year, and they'll be checking in throughout the next 2 days to give you a feel for what it's like out there on the convention center floor, starting right now with Anna Prosser, who's standing by with BlizzCon executive producer Sarah Lynn Smith.
Welcome to you.
Thanks so much, guys. I'm so excited for the opportunity to
She looks
chat
a
with
lot
Sarah
like-
Lynn
oh.
Smith, the executive producer of BlizzCon. Sarah Lynn, this is your second.
I was gonna say she looks a lot
here
like
in
Anna
this
Prosser.
role. Tell me a little bit about what
Thought
you
she
were
was
most
Sarah Lynn
excited about
Smith.
last year, and then as we go into this year, what you're most excited about here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, in 2018, I guess a big lesson was how much people love Lindsay Sterling. She was one of our closing performers, and she was actually our highest rated performer ever from the attendees. So yeah, I think it was a good indication for us that we want to have talent that are relevant for the community, that are in the gaming scene. So that was awesome. And then this
not
year
much
we have
louder
so
than
much
this.
new stuff, and I'm really excited about the Blizzard Arcade, which is downstairs in Hall E. Hope everyone will check it out. It has new stuff and it has some retro stuff we're really excited about. Also down there is our cinema, which we're hoping for families or anyone that doesn't want to see mature content that they'll go down to the cinema in Hall E. But there's other things I can't quite talk about yet that we hope everyone will be super excited.
Mature
Oh, I'm sure
content.
there's always things that you can't tell us. Are there any hints or things that you want us to be ready for the opening ceremony? I know you can't give us any spoilers, but how should we prepare ourselves?
Oh my. Well, there will be big announcements. There'll be amazing cinematics, as always. We're going to be going from Hall D, then to Hall C and Hall B, so we'll have, 3 stages involved with the overall production, and besides that, I probably shouldn't share anything.
Well, speaking of going from hall to hall, if people at home are watching with the virtual ticket, some people may not have grabbed theirs yet. What will they be getting and what would they be missing if they don't have a virtual ticket?
Oh, okay, good question. So, well, first of all, the virtual ticket comes with all these in-game goodies. So this year we have like 2 Murloc pets in World of Warcraft and this awesome onesie, like this Yeti onesie for WoW. We've got 2 legendary heroes for Overwatch, and so there's lots of in-game goodies to check out. But then also live at the show, we really want the virtual ticket to be the best way to experience BlizzCon if you can't actually be here in Anaheim.
Alright, that looked kind of good though on the Overwatch skins.
From the comfort of their home, on their couch. So yeah, I hope
Pretty well
it's a great
transitioned.
experience.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, because we always talk about what Blizzard is bringing to BlizzCon, but you mentioned the community and making sure that things are relevant to them. What are you most excited that the community is going to bring here to BlizzCon to?
Hashtag
That's by far my
Oof.
favorite part. The cosplay. I really just love the cosplay. I love community night. I love the March of the Murlocs. We did that for the first time last
Have
year.
I
We
ever
really
been
weren't gonna-
sponsored
we
by
weren't sure how
Blizzard
it was gonna
ever?
go, so we had 6 employees in onesies if we needed them, and then like hundreds of people showed up, so that was awesome. We're doing that again. We've even got the Pepe cosplay.
I'm like the
gathering,
only
so all of
Hearthstone
that is
player to
adorable.
never
I mean,
get
I'm close to
sponsored by
making
Blizzard.
the show all year, so I kind of know about the big things that Blizzard's doing, but I just love all weekend we'll be taking photos of what the community is bringing to the show. I love it.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to see opening ceremonies, so we're going to head that way right now, but thank you so much,
Thank
Sarah
you.
Lynn. All right, back to you guys.
Brand
Thank
risk,
you,
pretty
Anna and
much.
Sarah Lynn. She's keeping it tight-lipped,
Yeah.
man.
I'm so hyped right now.
I know. I know. Well, let's take a look. We've got a lot of great guests coming on the show today. Here's everybody lined up for the weekend. This is Friday. Here on the pre-show, we're going to have Sam Braithwaite. He is the Esports Global Director, so we're going to find out about everything going down with all the championship games happening.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hopefully he can break down some StarCraft, some Hearthstone,
right.
some Warcraft,
I
MDI,
want to
and
talk
Arena.
World Cup with him. That's going to be fun. That's going to
Yeah.
be fun to see what he thinks about Overwatch World Cup.
Definitely, definitely. And we've got
Overwatch
Jalen
World
Brack coming
Cup,
to the
man.
desk as well, right after opening ceremony, the president of Blizzard Entertainment.
Later on tonight, we're going to have Jeff Kaplan.
Weren't they gonna send that on
Yeah.
mainstream
So I can't wait
TV or
for that.
something?
I can't wait for the Jeff. Papa Jeff. He's going to be here with us. And,
Maybe it
tomorrow,
is being sent.
We're going to have tons of illustrious guests as
Yeah.
well. KO Milker is going to be joining us to talk some Heroes of the Storm. KO Milker, me and him have a little bit of
Kevin
a personal- That
Dong.
was the first guy I've ever interviewed at Blizzard.
way.
So that's going to be fun.
That's awesome. I'm excited for Ian Hazakostas. He's the World of Warcraft games director, and we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I am.
He's
I am a
co
lot of
designer for StarCraft?
Oh, yeah?
So,
Oh,
No.
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Ooh,
I have a
Gonna put
lot.
him in the hot seat.
I
in the
can't
hot seat.
wait for that.
Well, guys, now that you know who's going to be stopping by, you can start tweeting us questions for all of your guests with the hashtag BlizzCon.
Oh, the lead
2019.
designer
If you have
quit.
questions For Michelle and I, you can tweet those as well.
We will be looking, and at the end of the day, we're going to be sending you guys over to Community Night for the talent and costume contest. And every single year, these costumes keep getting bigger and
Yeah.
better and more elaborate. The craftsmanship that goes into these things is amazing. So if you love cosplay, you definitely don't want to miss it. Look at that, look at that.
Look at Vegeta. How many hours do they spend? How much time do they spend making these
You know,
costumes?
no joke, some people spend a year doing this, all year long. So
man,
I'm
the-
excited to see
the
what people
passion,
come up with. If
the
somebody's come up
dedication.
with a Sigma and have no shoes on, you know it's going to happen.
They better get a pedicure before they do that.
Is there any prize money? Do they have a
The
prize,
talent contest
like an
is
actual
also
prize
pretty
money
epic
in
this
the
year. Have no fear.
cosplay
They're back to defend their title after
tournament,
winning it all. They'll be going
competition?
up against
How much
another
is it?
fan favorite, Val Ramu, who will be trying to break through for their first community night win. This is his own little competition that we're having here
$10.
amongst all the esports. This is like this own little thing.
It's
happening
true.
here.
It's been
Yeah.
going on for a long
1K.
time.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, we've got a lot happening for you guys over the next 2 days. And if you want to see it all, you're going to need the BlizzCon virtual ticket, which is available right now on BlizzCon.com.
One year's work for
Your
1K.
purchase is going to unlock like 25 hours of live and on-demand Blizzard content, giving you guys full access to every stage, every panel, every inch of the Anaheim Convention Center. You're also going to receive some bonus in-game items that Sarah Lynn Smith kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
Everything in the Blizzard universe, including a pair of Murloc faction leaders for WoW, one that looks like Sylvanas, which is great, Illidan and Tranda legendary skins for Overwatch, and much more.
Did you say legendary skins?
I did.
I'm on board. Well, guys, right now, you're watching our free preview, and if you've joined us in the past, you know that usually it ends right after opening ceremony. But this year, there's so much going on and so much exciting stuff to talk about that for the first time ever, we're extending the preview window all the way until 4:30 p.m. So now you'll have a full...
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Check out the incredible wall-to-wall
They're doing
coverage we're offering here
the
on
ceremony, and then they're going into all the different
live on Twitter.
IPs
Nope.
and
So guys,
further
if you wanna continue
explaining
watching after that,
whatever
all day
announcement they
tomorrow,
have.
You can pick up a virtual ticket
with like
on
a half an hour break in
And no matter
between.
how you guys choose to experience BlizzCon, whether you're at home or whether you're here with us today, you're going to want to download the new and improved BlizzCon mobile app for iOS and Android. It's got a ton of features on it. You can cast your favorite screen with AirPlay and
It is a little bit, the volume is a little bit low, no? Maybe the volume is better on the Twitch one, even though the delay is...
Live streams and on-demand video content. And probably my favorite thing about the app is that you can create your own custom schedule so that you can never miss anything. That way, if you're at a panel and you want to see a different items that Sarah Lynn Smith all lined it up. Everything in the Blizzard universe.
No, it's the same.
Nice tight schedule. Yeah, and if you combine everything with a mobile app with your virtual ticket, you can really buff your BlizzCon experience by unlocking a full access to all BlizzCon video content, live streams, merchandise, and much more. So get it now wherever you download your apps.
That's true. All right, let's take a live look in at Mythic Hall.
I'll lower my mic so you can
Anxiously
turn it
awaiting the
up.
start of opening ceremony, now less than 10 minutes away. What's
Is that
up,
better?
Mythic
What's
Hall?
up, Mythic Hall? Raise the roof.
Let's
We're
hear
excited.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Look
man.
at everybody.
There's so many people.
Oh,
I miss
shit.
being in that room.
Yeah, right?
I
a lot
know.
of people.
I'm gonna go out over there after.
More than any
Change the
esport
desk.
did.
We're gonna run over there. They're
Well,
ripping
guys,
it away.
let's go ahead and check in with our other roaming reporter, Rachel Cuerco, a.k.a. Seltzer, who's standing by at the arena with a very special guest.
Thank you guys so much. It's true. I have the specialist of guests because if you watch any esports, especially Blizzard esports, you gotta know this guy. It's Alex Golden-Mendez, global icon, national treasure, blessing us with his presence. Alex, welcome back to BlizzCon.
Hey, it's good to be here. I don't know if the people in here can hear me because, you know, obviously being a global icon, I need everyone to be able to hear me. But it's okay, though. I'm very excited to be here. Obviously, my 4th BlizzCon. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Well, we can do a
Oh,
quick
yeah, the
test
wood
if we
face
can hear you.
guy.
We're here in the
Right,
arena.
now I
We've
know
got so
where
many
you're
fans
from.
excited to watch the opening ceremonies.
Then I watch Overwatch
Ladies
League.
and gentlemen, are you ready for BlizzCon?
It worked.
I stole your "Are you ready"? Do
I
you
wonder
wanna,
if he
do you wanna
hates
do it?
that
Oh, yeah, sure.
that name,
Hey,
the wood
ladies
face
and
guy,
gentlemen, I say,
as much as that fat guy from Hangover,
ready?
with a very difficult name to pronounce.
There you go.
That's what we're paying the big bucks for. Now, Alex, you're here for the Overwatch World Cup. This brings teams from the Overwatch community from all around the world here to Anaheim, California to compete. Tell me about why this event is so special to you.
Well, you know, the Overwatch World Cup has been going on for quite a while now, and it's always been a blast to be a part of. It's just great to be home with the community, and while we were at the Overwatch League Finals, and it was awesome, this is a great opportunity for fans to be able to show their country pride, whether you're cheering for Team USA, who might lose to South Korea again. No? Okay, sorry. You know, but there's obviously, like, just a lot of fun to be had here, and I'm also pumped, too, because we're going to have the desk back together again, so it's myself, Brent, Sideshow, Reinforce. We're going to have a lot of shenanigans, props. This is going to be wild.
So you're promising me that this is going to be as exciting a desk as we had last year?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a
Role
lot
player.
to live up to, but we're going to try our best. We're going to have a
Back in
good
the day.
time. That's the most important thing. We're here at BlizzCon. Everyone here is amazing. We're just going to have a good time, Rachel. That's what it's all about. Right, guys? Right? That's right? Yes. There you go. Pandering.
Alex, you have been involved with the Overwatch community, the esports community at large, all year long. BlizzCon is an incredible gathering of all of these communities. So tell me what you've seen over the year and what you're most excited to see kick off here at BlizzCon.
You know, I just want to know about the future. That's it. I want to know what we have coming up next. I have no idea. People have been coming up to me saying like, oh yeah, you know, Golden Boy, you've been in the hot tub, you got the leaks, you got the juice. I don't have anything. No one tells this boomer anything, and it frustrates me. I want to know all the good stuff, and we're
Us
going to find that out
boomers?
in a little bit.
Is
It's
that
gonna
what he
be
said?
awesome.
Absolutely, we are getting closer and closer to opening ceremony. So Alex, I'm gonna send you back to the Overwatch World Cup duty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna need you to keep your booties in the seats because it is time to send it back to Malik and Michelle to get us that much closer.
Rachel, thank you
5
so
minutes,
much. And thank
boys.
you, Golden Boy. All right, we are now joined here at the desk by Esports Global Director Sam Braithwaite for Blizzcon Esports.
Hello, hello.
I don't want to be left out. What's going on? So let's jump right into it because we got opening ceremony here. Let's talk StarCraft. We have Cyril, who's had some back-to-back wins. What do you think we're going to be looking forward to?
Yeah, so what's actually cool about StarCraft is StarCraft actually kicked off last week for the opening week in Seoul. It's the 16 best players in the world competing for $600,000. We have 8 players coming from the GSL circuit in Korea. We have 8 players coming from the WCS circuit in the rest of the world, and they're going to be battling it out. Cyril is absolutely storyline to watch. He's a Finnish superstar, the first non-Korean to ever win a global finals, but there's 7 people here that are going to make sure that he doesn't do it again. The 2 that I'm looking out for is one, Rainer, who is a 17-year-old Italian kid who has beat Cyril twice this year in the WCS circuit.
His name is Rainer. Like
I know
Rainer,
Cyril.
so crazy.
I don't know Rainer.
No, R-E-Y, yeah. And then also, out of all the Koreans, I'm looking at Classic.
Show the
We actually
bingo.
didn't think Classic was going to make it to this tournament. He had mandatory military service. We were able to get an extension from the government.
Oh, wow.
He's been competing in StarCraft forever. He's made it to the top 8. Imagine right before you retire to be able to take the title of world champion. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. A lot of stuff to look forward to in the StarCraft.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
keep it moving.
I don't think that was super
Warcraft.
cringe.
Last year,
when he was calling the audience. I don't think
It
so.
was a big hit, and we're bringing it back this year. So what
You
can we
cringed at
expect
everything,
from-
chat.
So
I decided
for
what's super
MDI,
cringe.
so now it's the Mythic Dungeon International. A
Oh, it's
little bit
international
of a
now,
rebranding
yeah.
that we got there.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's been an awesome competition. Really what we've been seeing is Method EU dominating pretty much the entire year.
Right.
Except at the spring finals, we saw their sister team, Method NA, take them down. And going into MDI, it's actually anybody's game. We don't know who's going to win, which I think makes it a great competition.
Right.
We actually saw Method NA take down Method EU yesterday in some of the preliminary matches and
wow.
knocked them down to the lower bracket.
Wow, wow, that's
Imagine
super
having
exciting.
two
And on the other side, we have WoW
teams
Arena.
in
Is
the
that
same
something we
game.
should be looking out for in that
Yeah,
competition
so
this
MDI
weekend?
is today, Friday, so if
Right.
you want to catch that, it's today.
Okay.
The Arena World Championship is tomorrow.
Right.
That's going to be 8 teams, 4 players each, PvP tournament. For the past few years, it's really been North America and Europe battling it out. But we have 2 dark horses coming in, a team from Latin America and a team from Australia.
Yeah.
And so we're really seeing if they can kind of shake up the meta a little bit.
Very cool.
Let's talk. There's a lot going on with Warcraft for sure,
Yes.
but I'd love to jump into Hearthstone, the
Yeah.
Grandmasters Global Finals. You know, we've
Would
got
you, though?
VK Lion. She's the first woman to advance to this area. So
Yes.
what can we expect from her?
Wait,
Totally.
who?
So VK Lion is the first female player to ever compete in a world championship for Hearthstone, which is super exciting. She's coming from
that's awesome.
China.
Yeah.
In Hearthstone this year, we launched a brand new ecosystem called Hearthstone Grandmasters. It's a league competition. So what we're looking at today is the top 2 players from the Americas region, top 2 from Europe, top 2 from Asia Pacific, and top 2 from China, all battling out for $500,000. We put a new patch in about a month ago, and so the game has a new meta, and it's pretty crazy, and I think anybody could win.
Well, I doubt anybody's playing Hunter.
Of course
but if they
anybody
are,
can
it's
win.
hilarious.
One person
It's
has
a coin
Hunter.
flip
Okay,
fiesta.
One
okay,
person,
all right.
yes.
Fingers crossed.
All right, that's gonna be exciting. All right, well, last but not least, let's go to my
Yes.
backyard real quick.
Yes.
The Overwatch World Cup. I really want to talk this with you. Of course, Team South Korea, they've been dominant. They've won 3 years in a row. Any chance at seeing somebody take down Team South Korea this year?
You know, you don't want to say it, but I think everybody wants to see that, right? Everybody
Yeah.
at least wants to see somebody put up a threat to them.
Yeah.
3 years in a row is crazy. Going for the 4-peat, that would be insane. But we're really excited to see kind of how that shapes up. Preliminary matches started yesterday. Group stages are today. But if you want to watch it live, we're going to be in the arena all day Saturday, and it's going to be the top 6 teams.
It's a lot of Canada fans here. How do you
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
Canada's shaping up?
Canada is always looking as a contender. They're top 3 the past 2 years. And
Is
you know, you got
XQC
XQC on it,
playing
everybody
for
loves him,
Canada?
so.
Yeah, yeah. What about Team USA? I mean, this is a team that has
It
the
is, right?
Overwatch League MVP and Sinatra on their squad.
Yes.
Do you think there's a good chance that they are the guys who pull off the upset against Team South Korea?
I hope so. I think we're going to see a USA versus South Korea finals.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I have another
That's what
question.
you think.
That's that's my opinion.
All right, all right.
I have another question about World Cup. You guys, things were a little different this year. There were a lot of teams that came from different regions this year,
Yeah.
wasn't there? Kind of, how was that yesterday? Kind of seeing all these teams come from all these different
It
regions.
was
to
super
play?
cool. It was something we really wanted to try different is how do we get more people participating and being more inclusive with the Overwatch World Cup. just seeing all those different teams coming together, and the community surrounding the esports competition was awesome. But to see all the different people from different countries coming and battling it out, it was really cool to kind of see who played well against who. There's some teams that had never even played against each other before, and so it was really interesting to see how the different metas kind of came together.
What's it been like for you? I mean, I've been doing this show for 6 years.
Yeah.
How has it been for you to watch esports grow to what it is today?
Oh, it's been awesome. It feels like just yesterday I was here in the fans watching Warcraft 3 being competed.
Right.
And now we're here. We have, 4 games and 5 competitions across 2 days?
I remember when it was just StarCraft, Warcraft.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah. And then we have so much prize money up for grabs from all of our competitors. It's really cool to see people train and practice, master their craft for an entire year, and come and compete on the big stage.
What is the prize pool for Overwatch League?
You know what I mean?
Right. What arena are you going to be sitting in?
I have the luxury of being able to visit all of them, but tonight I'm going to be catching the StarCraft finals.
Well, Sam, thank you
1.5
so
million.
much for coming and joining us at the
I
time.
love how the prize pool is 1.5 million, but to buy a spot into the Overwatch League for your team, it costs 20 million.
On social media
Holy fuck,
right
dude.
now. And actually, you know what? Before we
Where's
do
the
that,
player
let's go ahead
union?
And toss things right over to Mythic.
Oh, we're going to check in on Mythic Hall
Yeah,
again.
we'll check
Mythic
in on
Hall,
Mythic Hall.
what's going on? I guess we are still here for us, but actually right now we are going to go to opening ceremony.
Oh.
But first, President
Oh
of
shit,
Blizzard
there we go.
Entertainment,
DK Flip, tier 3, 3 years. Wow, don't you guys have phones? I do. I'm waiting for Diablo Immortal too.
How you feeling, BlizzCon?
I'm feeling good.
Before we start the opening ceremony, I want to say a few words. You know, Blizzard
Here we go.
had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago, and we did not. We moved too quickly in our decision-making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really 2 things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability. So what exactly?
Oh, he's really nervous.
So what exactly is our purpose? BlizzCon is demonstrating it even as we speak. We aspire to bring the world together in epic entertainment. And I truly believe in the positive power of video games.
Welcome to Uganda.
To be fair,
Welcome to Uganda.
When we get it right,
it's not really his
we
fault.
create a common ground where the community comes
There's probably
together
been a part of that decision.
to compete, connect, and play, irrespective of the things that divide us. As an example, BlizzCon has people from 59 countries all around the world here at the show today. That is amazing. And that is the positive power of video games, to transcend divisions that surround us in so many of our places today. We will do better going forward.
Alright, I'm gonna
But our
mute
actions are going to matter more than any
subs
of
and
these.
stuff.
As you walk around this weekend,
Thank you
I
very
hope it's
much.
clear
I'll try and
how
catch you every now and
committed we
then.
are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places. I've actually seen and heard many of you expressing yourself this morning.
What happened this morning?
You use your vacation and your family time to be here in Anaheim with us, and we are so grateful that you're here this weekend. Our best moments are
Protests
here
outside.
in our shared
Oh,
passion for Blizzard games.
that's fucking try hard. Holy shit.
So once again, BlizzCon has brought us together, and today you're going to see a lot of the hard work of the Blizzard team.
I pretty much doubt that anyone who protested outside is actually in here with a paid ticket right now.
I am personally so proud of what we are building, and I hope you love it too. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Super apology.
So, are you ready to start the countdown? Let's do it.
It's good that they did it first, so we don't have to do that shit there. Cause I don't give a fuck. Tickets were not refundable. Oh, right. People buy this shit super early. Let's all film it on our phones. Because no one is watching online. Gotta share it with the world. It's in 1990. Diablo. 100%.
Thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is wrought with darkness, guide my soul to thy sacred light. Blessed Akrat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me.
Quiet.
Though my path is wrought with darkness.
Shut up. They have our scent. Run!
Damn, I'm getting goosebumps.
Just keep running. Are you out of your mind? He's not going to make it. He has to.
Blessed Akrat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides.
Look at me. All the gold we want is right there.
No, I just came here for knowledge.
They're coming! I know. Get over here! Now, breach the seal. Get us through that door.
Oh, Lord, help me. By three they come. By three thy way opens. Blood shows. This doesn't make any sense. Blood is the key. Blood is the key!
What? I need two of you. No! Go! I'll hold them. Go!
So, it says the blood of the willing goes...
You gotta be kidding me!
It worked! We have to help him!
He's dead already.
Noble grave robbers. Self-sacrifice.
It's a shame he didn't make it. Oh well, cheer up. Gold splits better 3 ways instead of 4. Must be hidden here somewhere. Read this.
By three they come, by three thy way opens, by the blood of them willing. Hail. Hail the creator. Oh, hail the daughter of... Oh no. No, no, no.
What about the coin? What's it say?
This is forbidden. This is a summoning. I cannot speak.
Don't lie to me! We came here for treasure. What is this place?
I don't know. Maybe it's a temple. Or a tomb, or... Blessed Akrat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is wrought with darkness, guide my soul to thy sacred ways.
Forgiveness. Peace. Thy salvation. By three they come. Thy way is by the blood of the willing. We call thee home.
What the fuck is this?
Come.
Blessed Akrat, thy eternal light protects me. Thy divine wisdom guides me. Though my path is
Open
wrought
your eyes.
Eternal light protects me. Eternal light protects me. Eternal light protects me. Eternal light protects me. Eternal
There
light.
is no light here. You came to the darkness for knowledge.
Yes.
And all the knowledge you seek is here. Surrender. Speak the words. Call her home.
By three, they come. By three, thy way opens. By the blood of the willing, we call
Willing.
thee home.
Kappa. That is how you get AIDS.
Hail, daughter of hatred. Creator of sanctuary. Hail. Lilith.
Lilith. Was that female Diablo?
Blessed Mother,
Yeah.
save us.
not Diablo Immortal. I thought for a second. Might be super cinematic for little mobile game. Diablo 4.
Please welcome Game Director of Diablo, Luis Barriga.
Good morning, BlizzCon! It is so very good to be here. I want to thank all of you for coming, and a big thank you to Blizzard Cinematics for starting things off the right way this weekend. I know you all want to hear about the game, so let's get to it. Diablo 4 is Darkness, World, and Legacy. Let's start with Darkness. Diablo 4 is dark. You just saw the cinematics, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Whether it's the art, the story, or the horror elements that we've embraced, the first thing you will notice about Diablo 4 is that we are going back to the franchise's darker roots.
Oh, he has a vegan tattoo. That's what you're talking about.
It'll mean blood and gore. It'll mean occult symbols and rituals. More importantly, it will mean victories are neither clean nor guaranteed. We hope you're as excited about that as we are.
I'm excited.
Then we have World, also super important for Diablo 4, because we've only seen glimpses into Sanctuary in previous Diablo games. But those glimpses have enthralled us and captured our imaginations. With Diablo 4, we want to put the world of Sanctuary front and center. We want every character, every monster, every faction to have a sense of place. Drowned undead that emerge from the coastlines. Brutal goatmen that come from the hills above us. And as we go deeper and deeper into the depths below, a truly dark, gothic, and medieval version of hell.
It's stuttering a little bit, but it's not a joke,
The world
really.
is also how you'll experience most of our game. It is there that you will find enemy camps and friendly towns alike. It is also where you'll find players to interact with, whether it's to trade with them, group with them, or should you choose to do so, murder each other in PvP zones.
Finally! Give me World PvP, Diablo.
Finally, Legacy. Whether it's the sense of dread from Diablo 1, or the classic class lineup and loot chase that we still are inspired by from Diablo 2, or the best-in-class visceral and fluid combat from Diablo 3 that we still enjoy, we are approaching this series with complete reverence, and we hope that it shows. If you are new to the series, we want you to feel like we did when we first played Diablo. If you're a longtime fan, we think this is the game you've been waiting for. Isometric, action RPG, developed for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I'll take PC.
On that note, we want to offer you a first glance at Diablo 4, along with our first three classes. The Barbarian.
Shit. Gameplay, motherfuckers.
The Sorceress. And the Druid.
Druid is making a comeback. Bitch class,
On behalf
by the
of
way.
everyone on the Diablo 4 team, it is our absolute pleasure now to share with you the world premiere of the Diablo 4 gameplay trailer.
But Sork, Barbarian, old schoolers, must have.
The dream continues to haunt me, old friend. It always starts with a journey to a distant land. There I find a city in flames. Streets choked with corpses. Unthinkable destruction.
Damn.
Senseless slaughter. Brother against brother. Pure hatred. And then, executions. Agony. Suffering surrounded me until My turn comes. They burn my eyes, break my bones. I awaken in terror. There's no one left to stand against them.
Can 300 kick. Oh shit. Alright, Druid. It's looking good. PvP! Damn fucking right. Give me that shit. That looks awfully a lot like the Act 2 maggot guy. Duriel, yeah, that's it.
You think me mad, old friend, but I know these dreams.
Little PoE. Zoomers, get the fuck out. Alright. Diablo 3 may be shit, but Path of Exile is coming garbage. Alright.
All right. How'd you guys like that first look?
Very much. What do you think when he was at the crossroad with the snow scenery? Like you saw him from behind? Was that gameplay?
We have panels where we're going to go deeper into the features, the systems, the world, the art of Diablo 4.
No.
Starting with an Unveiled panel right after Opening Ceremony on this stage. But that's not all. The team's been working super hard on the game, and therefore we've been able to bring a little bit of that, a little taste for that. That's right, we have a very early look, a demo playable on the floor today, right now.
I'm not gonna cross off playable today because it's on the floor.
We hope you have as much fun playing it as we did making it. And once again, on behalf of the game team, thank you all and see you in hell.
Please welcome Game Director of World of Warcraft, Ian Hazakostas.
Horde! Where are you? Alliance! Let me hear you! Protoss, Terran, Zerg! Heroes of the Storm! Legends of the Tavern!
Oh.
Heroes of Overwatch! And soon, ready to battle the minions of hell in
Okay,
Diablo 4,
I'm doing it.
the brave souls of Sanctuary.
That was very cringe.
It feels really great to be able to say the words Diablo 4 out loud. We use code names when we're working on the game, and we train ourselves not to reference the real name. And so when we're able to kind of come out and finally say Diablo 4, it feels a bit wicked. Diablo 4. We've actually had Diablo 4 in development for some time. You know, when we come before you, we want to ensure that when we reveal Diablo to you, that we can give you a good look at the dark vision of Sanctuary, along with a playable experience here at Blizzcon. You know, I've personally spent a lot of time playing Diablo over the years, and a lot of love has gone into this game, and I really hope everyone enjoys it. So let's talk about what else is here for us at BlizzCon, our Baker's Dozen BlizzCon, lucky number 13. We see BlizzCon as the place where the Blizzard community
Cross it
can
again.
have a home away from home. It's our home, too, because many of us have grown up playing Blizzard games. We've forged lifelong friendships. We've made memories. And we've also had a lot of fun over the last 28 years. This year, for the very first time, we've set up something to honor that legacy and celebrate the beginning of what's made Blizzard great. Celebrate the games and the communities that we have. We're excited to debut the Blizzard Arcade in Hall E.
Huh? You don't even know what it means. Why are you cheering?
The Blizzard Arcade has an old school arcade vibe. Gather there with friends, play some games, and experience some of the earliest things that Blizzard has ever made. For the very first time at BlizzCon, we have Rock and Roll Racing.
Oh shit. My man.
Blackthorn. And the Lost Vikings.
You won't know.
If you've never experienced these games before, or if you have and you want to relive the magic, then the arcade is a great place to hang out. Joey Ray's Bar, as well as the Slaughtered Calf Inn are there, so you're welcome to kick back, relax, and enjoy. But the arcade isn't just a celebration of where we've come from. It's also a showcase of some of our new announcements.
It's not a new IP,
Let's talk
dude.
about StarCraft
Fucking
2.
Sumer. It's old fucking games.
If
The
you're
first
a StarCraft
Blizzard
fan,
games.
we have two exciting things for you in the arcade. For several years, we've been working with Google and the DeepMind Artificial Intelligence Project. The DeepMind group has taught agents how to play the game as part of their AI research. And I'm excited to say that for the very first time, players are going to be able to pit themselves against DeepMind AI agents right here on the show floor.
This one
We
actually
have
beat 99%
we
of
have
all
master
the
level
pro
agents.
StarCraft
We
players.
have a diamond level agent. And just a quick note that if you try this, you will not win.
99.8. Sorry.
3 of you will win. I won't win. For StarCraft 2 fans, we've also been really hard at work on bringing an iconic villain to life. I'm excited to announce that the leader of the Sons of Korhal and the ruler of the Terran Dominion, Arturus Mengsk, is coming to the game later this month as the next co-op commander. Mengsk is unlike
still
any
updating
commander you've
StarCraft?
ever played, and at BlizzCon, he's loaded up and ready for you in the arcade. Let's talk Heroes of the Storm.
Wow, really?
For Heroes fans, the team has brought Deathwing the Destroyer into the Nexus. Deathwing is actually the most requested hero of all time, and we're excited for you to have an opportunity to play. Deathwing actually has 2 forms with 2 different sets of abilities, bringing the iconic World Breaker fantasy to life. And Deathwing is playable here for the very first time in the Blizzard Arcade. In addition,
You will think that if I have gifted subs, man.
everyone with a BlizzCon or virtual ticket
that, man?
automatically receive Deathwing when he enters the Nexus.
Yes! Fuck yes!
There's one more thing to talk about with Heroes, and it's that in celebration of BlizzCon, all Heroes are free from now until November 10th. So if you've ever wanted to jump in and play, now's a great time. We have one other thing in one of our real-time strategy game in the Blizzard Arcade for you. It is called Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Now we're talking.
We recently started the beta, and we're ready to expand the pool of testers. So everyone here, everyone watching with a virtual ticket, you'll all have beta access to Warcraft 3 Reforged starting Tuesday. And we'll announce the release date for Warcraft 3 Reforged soon.
Soon. Blizzard TM.
This month is an important one in Warcraft history
because we are celebrating both the 25-year anniversary of Warcraft and the 15-year anniversary of World of Warcraft.
This one guy is super fucking hyped.
We kicked off that celebration 2 months ago with the launch of WoW Classic. And we've been excited to welcome back millions of players to Azeroth. It's been a really amazing experience to see the beginning of the game all over again. You know, many of you, I've heard cursing your limited bag space. Many of you are experiencing Baron's chat, maybe for the first time. And some of you have even gone back to feed your hunter pets. It's part of that anniversary celebration. And in remembrance that for some of you, your favorite flavor is vanilla, we have vanilla ice cream for sale in the WoW concessions area. You think that you want this, and I think maybe that you do.
All right.
BlizzCon isn't just a celebration of our games, it's also a celebration of the players who play them. And here you can see some of the most skilled pro players compete in our games. I want to thank everyone out there for giving your energy and your support to your favorite teams and favorite players. About a month ago, we held the grand finals for the Overwatch League in Philadelphia. Congratulations to the San Francisco Shock and 2019 MVP Sinatra. Next season, the league is moving to a home and away format, and that means there's competition taking place in 20 cities all around the world. And this is the very first time that something like this has been done in esports. And so it is a great time to be a fan of the Overwatch League, and it's a great time to love Overwatch. At BlizzCon this weekend, the best of the best are going to battle it out in the Overwatch World Cup, featuring more than 30 country-based teams from all around the world. We'll also be celebrating champions and crowning champions for StarCraft II World Championship Series, the Hearthstone Grandmasters, the WoW Arena World Championships, the WoW Mythic Dungeon International Tournaments. BlizzCon has been home to some great moments in esports history, and we're excited to watch the action unfold over the next 2 days. This weekend isn't just about celebrating our pro players, it's also celebrating with you, the Blizzard community. One of the highlights of the show
Are we crossing out new big
our
esports
community
thing?
night contests, and
Isn't
for
it
me,
just the
that's
same
actually
tournaments?
my personal favorite of the show. I am pleased to announce that Darren DePaul, voice of Reinhardt, among other famous Blizzard characters, has returned to host. This is one of the places where you really see the vibrant and creative gaming community that is Blizzard and is BlizzCon come to life. And we're really excited about the talent that everyone demonstrates. All right. In closing, I just want to say there's a lot of people out there that are Blizzard employees, and they're there in the crowd. And the reason that all of us are here is you. We're here to celebrate this moment with you. You know, we really look forward to this weekend. This is a highlight for us all year to come together and to celebrate all the passion of Blizzard games. And so, all of you watching, we are grateful. Thank you for being here with us. BlizzCon, be good to one another. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Please welcome Game Director of World of Warcraft, Ian Hazakostas.
Hello, BlizzCon! I am so honored and humbled to be up here with all of you on behalf of World of Warcraft as it turns 15.
It looks a
This is
lot
game
like someone.
that's been at the center of my life for every one of those 15 years. I think 15 years ago on this day, I think I was wandering around looking for stores that were still taking pre-orders of World of Warcraft so that I could jump in there on day one right with everyone else. And just over 11 years ago, I had the privilege of joining the development team to start to try to give back to this game and to this community that have given me so much.
Not cool.
And here, in this 15th anniversary year,
Like an
it's been a
actor.
great year for World of Warcraft. Just taking a look back, we kicked things off with the Battle of Dazar'alor, an Alliance and Horde going head-to-head in a raid zone for the very first time. Moved beneath the waves with our Rise of Ashara update. Along the way, we've seen the Kultiran join the Alliance, and the Zandalari Trolls bolster the ranks of the Horde.
Maybe with dark
Of
hair,
course,
actually.
we have Mechanomes and Volpera waiting in the wings to join them in our upcoming Visions of N'Zoth update. And of course, just over 2 months ago, we launched this little game called World of Warcraft Classic. And as Jay said, it's been incredible watching millions return to Azeroth as it stood before the Cataclysm. Whether you are returning home to an old friend after a long time away, or experiencing it for the very first time. It's been an incredible journey, and here, on the 15th year of World of Warcraft, this community stands as strong as it ever has.
Millions cap? I don't actually know how many players
Speaking
are
of
still
Classic,
subscribed to.
I'm excited to announce that we have our
Classic.
next update to Classic just around the corner. In about a week and a half, the week of November 12th, we'll be enabling the world bosses, Azuragos, and Kha'Zix, but most importantly, the PvP honor system. So if you still have any quests to finish up in Hillsbrad, I would recommend you get those done between now and then. Just a hunch.
Have fun grinding for
A couple
2
weeks
months.
ago, we released Dire Maul,
Grand-
and we
a
have
Grand
Dire Maul
Marshal.
playable here on the show floor today.
By Warlord.
So grab some friends and check it out, or make some new ones.
Straight. 2 months straight.
Speaking of the strength of the WoW community, I think one of the greatest sources of pride on our end as the development team is being able to work with the community and harness the power of this incredible community in support of some incredible charitable causes. This year, I'm happy to announce that we're working with not one, but 2 different charities that both work on behalf of children around the world. The first is the Make-A-Wish Foundation, an incredible group that tries to grant wishes to critically ill kids. And honestly, we've had the pleasure of working closely with them over the years. I want to give a shout out to an inspiring young woman named Amara who visited us and who we worked with just a couple months ago.
I wished for Diablo 4
The
and
second
I got it.
organization is We.org,
terminal
which works
cancer.
to provide food, water, shelter, educational opportunities, and more to children in need around the world. So next month, happy to announce and introduce a pet that's going on sale, the adorable Dottie, the baby alpaca. So if you thought that Dolly and Dot were your best friends, wait till you meet Dottie. She'll be worming your way into Hearts Everywhere in early December, and all proceeds from sales of Dottie from then through the end of the year go to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation and We.org.
Pocket money again?
Now, back in
Did he
Battle
actually
for Azeroth,
pocket money?
the year's not quite over. We have this 15th anniversary celebration that's just around the corner, and I mean just around the corner. This coming Tuesday, November 5th, we will be enabling all the 15th anniversary events in-game. First off, that is a throwback battleground, Korak's Revenge, inspired by the original Alterac Valley. So dig in, get ready to storm that bridge as you push your way into Stormpike. And next, we have a set of throwback raid experiences inspired by some of the greatest raid encounters of the early days of WoW, from Kael Thas through the Lich King. Players who complete all 3 of those experiences will be able to earn their very own Obsidian Worldbreaker mount inspired by Deathwing. And everyone who logs in during the 2-month celebration will get their own little Lothlorien pet. Now, for those of you here in attendance at BlizzCon in person, we have a second 15th anniversary celebration in store for you. Please join us tonight at 8:30 outside the Arena Plaza for a toast and a celebration with the World of Warcraft team. A toast to 15 years of Warcraft, of World of Warcraft, 25 years of Warcraft, and to the best that is yet to come. Now, as fun as it's been reflecting on the last 15 years and this past year in World of Warcraft, we all know that the most exciting part of BlizzCon every year is getting to hear and to talk about what's coming next.
Yes.
And so that raises the question, really, where would we go from here? What is next in store for Azeroth? I mean, it's, you know, as we stand right now, the Horde and the Alliance are perched on the edge of a tenuous armistice, finally putting an end to the battle for Azeroth that has ravaged their world. And yes, the forces of N'Zoth and his old god minions are looming, but I've seen some pretty reliable data mine spoilers that suggest that we're going to come out on top in this one.
What?
Don't tell anyone.
That went over my head.
So after, you know, really what's been a rough few years for Azeroth, between the assault of the Iron Horde and the Burning Legion and everything that's gone on since, I think things might finally be looking up for Azeroth.
Oh, leaked.
Yeah, I mean, you know, all these threats have been taken care of. Just sunny days and clear skies ahead. I mean, personally, I can't think of any unaccounted for loose ends or anyone who might be lurking in the shadows, thirsting for revenge. Can you?
Lich King. Red shirt guy.
Ice Crown. A monument to our suffering. The veil between life and death. Where a usurper sits on a frozen throne. But no king rules forever.
Oh shit. She fucked shit up. You what, mate?
fit to wear this crown. To wield so much power.
Not the real Lich King.
Power will be your prison.
This world is a prison.
Oh shit, female Lich King. Nope.
And I will set us all free.
What the hell? Way too dank.
So now do the blue eyes make sense? So yeah, that just happened. We were once told by King Tyrannus that there must always be a Lich King. And now, for the first time, there is none. Sylvanas herself warned us that in the end, death claims us all. Well, death is coming for us. And if we want to stand a chance, we are going to have to go where no living soul ever has. We are going to the Shadowlands, the world that is the afterlife for the entire Warcraft universe. Now, along the way, we will get a chance to meet some of the fallen and learn their fates. But this is not a familiar world full of orcs and trolls and dwarves. This is an ancient and mysterious realm that predates the Titans themselves. It is the source of the power of the Scourge that we have seen, true, and it's the power upon which Death Knights draw, but it's also the origin of the noble Valkyr and the spirit healers that guide us back to the land of the living when we pull a couple mobs too many. Not that anyone's ever done that. It's where spirits of nature go to begin a cycle of rest and rebirth, and so much more. Let's take a look at this wondrous world that we are set to explore.
The jailer of the damned. A grim task, which I have failed. Now the eternal veil screams, torn asunder by her. Within the realm of shadow lies the darkest of terrors, which should never be set free. The Shadowlands are infinite. Their terrors and beauty were never meant for mortal eyes. I wonder if they can bear to behold all that awaits them.
The hell?
The denizens of this realm are are the key to restoring the balance between life and death. If their trust can be earned.
Mahal prices.
Death comes. And the end of everything.
I forgot to color the bosses. The color book. Really just 5 shades of black.
So World of Warcraft Shadowlands is coming next year, and it will be available for pre-purchase today. That is just a little glimpse of this incredible world that awaits us. Ahead of us lie many fateful decisions, because at its core, Shadowlands is an expansion that is built around the idea of choice. Agency and self-expression in the rewards you pursue and in the allies with whom you cast your lot. I know you have a ton of questions, like what the heck is a covenant? What is that tower that's sticking out of the sky above Icecrown? What other changes are coming to World of Warcraft? And so much more. So we have our first panel for you at 2:30 on the Mythic stage.
It would be cool if they
What's
like
Next panel, where we'll dig into that. And
the
much,
covenants
much more.
were actually factions,
Also
so
playable here on the show
for
floor.
the alliance,
We invite you
picking
to
one
journey
fact
into
or
the zone
covenant
of Bastion and to
could
begin
team up
to
against
explore
another one.
the Shadowlands.
So you can play with other people from other factions.
Thank you all so much, and it's going to be an incredible weekend ahead. I can't wait to share it with all of you. And now, it's my pleasure to turn things over to Ben Thompson on the Hearthstone team.
Damn. Grab a beer. Sit down by the hearth.
What's up, BlizzCon? So thrilling to be here with you today. Holy cow level, that Diablo announcement. And World of Warcraft Shadowlands, you gotta be kidding me. I am so excited for what we are showing you here today. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to play some games. Can you? Look, whether it's demons crawling out of the very bowels of hell, or the skies above us shattering to pieces, it is clear that Blizzard loves telling you a good story.
WoW expansion.
Sometimes we feel, however, that you shouldn't have to leave the safety of the tavern to enjoy a good tale. We believe some of the best stories are told right here at home. Take, for instance, the story that we've been telling you this year, in the Year of the Dragon. For the very first time, we've introduced you to a story that is taking all 3 sets to tell. It is so big and so awesome. We have been having a lot of fun putting it together. We cannot wait to show you how it all comes to an end. But let's talk a little bit about how it all began. The Rise of Shadows, you were introduced to the formation of a League of Evil. Their plot to steal Dalaran and just how you helped them do it. This was followed by the Saviors of Uldum, as you and the League of Explorers answered the call to adventure and crossed the desert sands, seeking to wipe out the plagues that Rapham and his followers had set loose upon the world. Well, that brings us to our third and final chapter, does it not? The curtain rises on a shimmering twilight sky.
This guy is providing some good
across a
shit,
blanket
bro.
of snow. A chill wind gusts across an ancient field of bones. Now, the League of Evil and the League of Explorers, well, they've chased each other across all of Azeroth to arrive here in Dragonblight.
This
like shooting stars. Will anyone survive?
What is this, James Bond intro?
Dragons take flight above the ice and snow, high in the sky where the cold wind blows. Wings beat down as the beat back foes, burning hot fire over frozen bones. Good unites against people they oppose. They ride or die as the legends grow. We must go to such doing our hero. There are no silence in this combat zone. Beats mid-air, yeah, it's a chiller. Life and death, yeah, it's a killer. They go round and round, let the beat down pound. Aerial thrills, yeah, it's a thriller. Sky filled with trauma and all of this drama, pretending and impending.
Is that a cow flying? I'm guessing that's an expansion.
The Year of the Dragon is going to finally earn its name with more dragons in a single Hearthstone expansion than ever before. Now, you're going to recognize quite a number of these from Azeroth's storied history, but we've stuck a couple in there of our own devising as well for you to enjoy. Descent of Dragons also introduces a handful of new mechanics and one all-powerful new keyword as well. You want to dive in and take a look? Let's do it.
We did booing
Now, it wouldn't be right
for
to make a set
our
based
bingo,
around dragons.
but that's a hard one.
Without at least acknowledging the most terrible, the most feared and fearsome dragon ever to walk the world of Azeroth. No, not Deathwing. It's the progenitor of all dragonkind, the fearsome Galakrond.
Who?
Galakrond is Hearthstone's newest hero card. That is to say, he takes the place of your own hero when you put him into play. He also brings with him a powerful new battle cry and his own unique hero power. But here's the key. He becomes stronger, more powerful, when you make use of our newest keyword, Invoke. It's important to note here that Invoke has its effects on Galakrond, whether he be in your hand or in your deck. And by doing so, you will allow him to achieve his second form.
Translate. This is
Gets a
super
bit stronger.
control card.
Now, believe it or not, there are actually those who eagerly await Galakrond's return, those who praise his name across Azeroth. And as a result, the Invoke keyword will occasionally show up on some neutral cards as well. Doing so will allow you to achieve the most feared and third final form of Galakrond, that of
Super Galakrond.
Galakrond, Azeroth's End. Now, I don't know if this actually signals the end of all of Azeroth. Frankly, from what we've just seen, I'm pretty sure that's Sylvanas' job now. But it sure as heck signals the end of any game of Hearthstone he's in if you can appropriately pull off the Invoke mechanic. All 5 classes aligned with the League of Evil will have access to the terrible power of Galakrond and be able to harness it for themselves in the form of a unique hero, bringing a unique battle cry, and a one-of-a-kind hero power as well. Now, Rafam, he takes care of his friends. He is assured that everyone will receive a copy of all 5 Galakrond legendary hero cards for free just for logging in when the set launches. But you may ask, what of the just and noble? What of those pure of heart, or more on the side of good? Where are my League of Explorers in this?
Where's my Diablo
Well, there
Immortals
are plenty of our
announcement?
winged friends eager to join the fight for good as well. You all know Ysera. Let's say hello to the Druid Legendary Dragon, Ysera Unleashed. She's my favorite too. And finally, what would a dragon be without their fearsome breath weapon? If you're a shaman, you're gonna have access to lightning breath here. Yeah, we see all our dragon priest friends out there. You look like you're having a good time. We just think it's time to open up the party a little bit. You see, with every class in Hearthstone, will receive a legendary dragon, each and their own. We're sure to see their presence being made known in the meta as soon as we release this newest and final chapter to the trilogy on December 10th. But for those of you looking to dive into the action a little sooner, pre-purchase begins today. Now, normally that'd be it for Hearthstone.
Right.
We've given you an amazing new set, an
All in
awesome
all,
new cinematic, and a song that I know I'm going to be
I'm
humming
gonna
for
cross
the
this
rest of
off
the
here
weekend.
for this section.
But we're not done. We want to leave you with something a little special before we go. As Hearthstone players ourselves, we all continue to enjoy a variety of ways to play this game we know and love. Whether it be in the arena mode or tavern brawl mode, we enjoy thinking of the cards we build and craft and play, and the decks that we put them in different ways. That's why the Hearthstone team is excited to announce today an entirely new way to play this game. And it's a new mode that we like to call Hearthstone
Battle Royale.
Hearthstone Battlegrounds is an 8-player mode that is inspired, all 8. 8-player mode that is inspired by the popular auto battler genre with a few Hearthstone twists. In this mode, you and 7 other players are challenged to recruit minions and send them into battle against your opponents until only one victor remains. This is the first new mode to come to the game in some time. We have had so much fun making this, and we've had even more fun playing it. So much so, in fact, that we're excited to dedicate the entirety of the Hearthstone demo area here at Blizzcon to Battlegrounds over the next 2 days.
Hearthstone Auto Battler.
The open beta for this new mode is going to start on November 12th. But for those of you here today, watching at home with the virtual ticket, or pre-purchasing Descent of Dragons, well, you're going to get to enjoy this all starting on Tuesday. We couldn't be more excited to announce even more and talk about more cards and things related to Descent of Dragons and Hearthstone Battlegrounds on the Mythic stage at 3:30. We look forward to seeing you all there.
I love myself a good auto battler. But how is that an auto battler though? You buy cards
From the very beginning.
Was that it?
Hearthstone was always intended to be a warm and welcoming place. It's a place and a home far away from a confusing and often frustrating world outside the tavern. It's a place to set down our swords, join our friends, and gather around the fire. With the return of the Hearthstone Tavern here at BlizzCon, we hope you do just this. We absolutely invite you to come by and tell us what you think of the new mode. And we love answering questions about the newest set. But mostly, we hope you just drop by, if only to take part in the warmth and the friendship that the tavern has to offer. I know I'll be there, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. I don't know about you guys, but I really need to see what Overwatch has to offer, don't you?
All right. Here we go.
Let's go take a look, shall we?
Years ago, the Omnics declared war. Overwatch was created to rescue humanity from the Omnic crisis. We became the greatest champions of peace and progress mankind has ever seen.
Everybody knows Overwatch got shut down. Half of them are just mercenaries now.
The people decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart.
Papa told me, after so many years of service, you gave Overwatch everything, and then they pushed you out.
Swedish accent. Pushed you out.
You were a fool for believing it so.
Perhaps I am a fool to think there is still hope for you.
brother. Human machine. Before me, I see the future. Humans and Omnics standing together.
The second Omnic crisis continues. The conflict between Omnics and humans has now claimed over 15,000 lives.
But look around. Someone has to do something. We have to do something.
Always remember, never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be.
Winston? It's been too long! What is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency.
I got a call. They're getting the band back together. They want me, but really, they need you.
I have been called. I must answer. Always.
The enemy is out there and getting stronger.
The world is changing once again, and it's time to pick a side.
We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
Please welcome Game Director of Overwatch, Jeff Kaplan.
Is that a recap or something? I'm not following Overwatch lore that too much.
How you all doing? You having fun?
It's a recap.
Blizzcon is so edgy this year. I wore black. It's kind of like dad edgy because it's got a giant pink bunny on it. So I didn't quite get there. So I feel like you and I, and you know who I'm talking to, I feel like you and I have been together for a very long time. Like, we remember when WoW Classic used to be called WoW. We've been around together. I have something, don't ever say that. I have something that I'm very embarrassed to tell you now, and I'm only telling you because we have this close relationship. I totally forget what I'm supposed to say right now. Like, I don't have a clue. Just drew a blank. Anybody who knows me knows I can just ramble forever about anything. But luckily, I can, from the internet, I can read everything I'm supposed to say from the last week. Thank you so much for helping me with that. Oh my gosh. That was so sweet.
What?
The team really appreciate it. Actually, if you want to know how game developers feel about leaks, the WoW team made a cinematic called Shadowlands. And picture my face where Sylvanas' was. And then instead of that helmet, it was my cell phone. And that's, yeah. I should probably talk about Overwatch now. I'm just digging a hole, you know? So a very dear friend of mine, 5 years ago, on this stage, almost to this very day, a gentleman by the name of Chris Metzen. And let him hear it. He's watching with us right now. Chris came out 5 years ago on this stage, and he said it's time for a new adventure, and he wanted to take us all with him. And he came out and he announced Overwatch, and it was one of the most special moments of my life. And the women and men who work on Overwatch have been working so hard to make something very special. And today they'd like to dedicate that to you. So please enjoy.
Winston?
What's on your mind, May?
Do we have enough people for this mission?
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. If you're going to show, now would be a good time.
Attention! This is your captain speaking. We are on final approach to Paris.
That's our cue.
You may now power on your electronic devices. Weather is mostly cloudy, with 100% chance of null sector invasion. Winston, clear as a spot to land. We'll be right behind you.
You better be.
Why is null sector attacking now?
I don't know, May. But the people down there need help. And right now, we are all they've got.
FAMAS. By an M4, man.
Bonjour, officer. We're here to help.
C'était un singe?
Good work, May.
Thanks. Watch your back.
I thought she insta-headshotted people.
Get the civilians to the ship.
Took 4 shots.
What was that?
Optimus Prime.
Meg, stay with me. Winston! She needs help. We can't stay here.
Tracer, get everyone out of here. I'll hold the line.
But you said to stick together.
Don't worry. I'll be right behind you.
Hold the door.
You'd better be.
I wonder if he practices aim in all these years. She said the line.
Hello, Winston.
Echo.
Let's get you back in the fight. Interlock shields. How are we going to stop this thing?
Backpacks.
Ready?
Go on!
Got it!
Reinhardt, what the fuck? Shield, man.
Victory is ours, my friends!
Hi, Lena. Brigitte? Oh my gosh, you've grown!
Frozen bots melting.
This is May. Hi, everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what? Reinhardt never met May in the Overwatch lore?
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
No.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Oh shit. Overwatch 2?
Did you like it? Did you enjoy? Awesome. On behalf of the Overwatch team, I am extremely proud and excited to finally and officially announce Overwatch 2. Now, I know you have a lot of questions, but we always feel like our games speak for themselves, so let's take a look at the gameplay and then we'll talk.
We're being overrun. Null sector is everywhere. I'll hold them as long as I can.
What are you doing here?
It's happening again.
Paris was just the beginning. This is a global invasion.
The battlefield.
So, how's Overwatch enjoying our city?
It's beautiful, except for all the killer robots.
Look up there! That's the command ship!
Then we know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah!
You're with me. We're getting aboard that ship.
I knew you would return one day. It has been too long, Master. I can't do this.
You've made your choice. Nobody will stop us.
Bruce you.
Trouble is cropping up all over the world. It's not just Null Sector.
A lot of lives are riding on what we do next.
We'll have to fight. One city at a time.
Let's get them, Brigitte.
I've got you,
Highly replayable call.
Watching your back.
Now that's teamwork.
Time to learn some new tricks. Hey, chill out.
Hammer strike! Do not worry, I will push it. Okay, other direction. I am good at pushing things.
In Sweden.
Sojourn here.
It looks very much the same.
Oh,
actually.
we are going to have so much fun. It is going to be so awesome.
Very much the same.
So, we have a lot to talk about, right? First and foremost, you have to remember that Overwatch is a team versus team 6v6 competitive experience. And there is no way we're losing that at all. In fact, that's a huge focus. So Overwatch 2 will have a brand new core competitive game mode called Push. Now, what I mean when I say core is that you will play this in quick play, it will be played in competitive, and it will also be played by the Overwatch
It's just
League.
payload.
So we're really excited to finally add a new core game mode. Now, we want everybody here today to have a chance to play it and tell us how awesome and balanced it is. So you can play on a brand new map, which takes place in Toronto, our first Canadian map. It's over in Hall A, so we invite you to come play the demo. We think it'll be awesome. Now, when I talk to lots of you, there's a common request that you want out of Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 is going to deliver on this. And that's for more story and for PvE, for cooperative experiences. Overwatch 2 will feature a ton of PvE content. We will have a complete story experience featuring story missions, the first of which is called Rio de Janeiro, is also playable in Hall A for all of you today. Cannot wait to hear what you think about it. In addition, as you saw, we have something called hero missions, which hero missions are focused on highly replayable cooperative experience. The analogy we like to use on the team is similar to what adventure mode is to Diablo versus its campaign. That's what hero missions are intended to be. And they're powered by this really cool progression system where you can level up your heroes, get more powerful, customize your abilities,
but the
do different
customizations
talents.
are not for PvP.
It's going to be a ton of fun. Now, you might have also noticed the heroes all have a new look to them. Every one of the 31 heroes, plus more, are getting an upgraded look to them. And there's a really awesome panel that's going to happen tomorrow on Saturday in here that is going to go through all of the engine upgrades that are coming to Overwatch 2 and all of the new looks and explanation of the new art style that I'm really excited about. Now, Overwatch and Overwatch 2 at their core are all about heroes, and we know that we cannot make a brand new Overwatch game without having new heroes. So Overwatch 2, in addition to featuring Sojourn,
2 new heroes,
who we are not talking about today, besides just confirming that she is here, Overwatch 2 will feature multiple new heroes that will come with the game.
2.
And we're very excited about that.
Multiple means 2.
Now, a lot of you have questions, like, why a sequel? Or what does that mean to me as a player of the original game? I put so much time into this game. I cared about it so much. Well, we thought about it. And for us as gamers, you know, sequels make us nervous more than anything else. So what we're hoping to do with Overwatch 2 is really redefine what a sequel means. And I think some explanation is in order right now. So for all original players of Overwatch, players of the current Overwatch game, you will get to play on all of the same maps as Overwatch 2 players, including all of the brand new maps that are coming to Overwatch 2. And you will get to play with all of the same heroes as Overwatch 2 players. It will be a shared multiplayer environment where no one gets left behind.
So it's a DLC for new characters, is what you're saying, and not Overwatch 2.
The other thing that I think a lot of us are thinking about is all of those cool accomplishments and cosmetics that we've been unlocking over the years. You know, how hard did you work for your Witch Mercy skin, for example? We want to make sure that all Overwatch cosmetics come forward with you into Overwatch 2, so all of your progress matters, nothing's getting left behind, no one's getting left behind. We worked so hard to build this community of over 50 million players at this point. The last thing we would ever do is do anything to split what an amazing community you guys are, and how much you mean to us. So Overwatch 2 is going to be amazing. We have a panel right here on this stage at 1:30 where we're going to go into a lot more detail. Now, it's time for BlizzCon. I'm staring, straight down the aisle at those beautiful machines with Diablo 4 loaded on them. We've got World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
They've had
We've got
patches
Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
with the same amount of updates
We've got
as this.
2 different Overwatch 2 demos. I just want you all to remember how much we all mean to each other. Be good to each other. Enjoy each other this weekend. Now let's go play some video games. Have fun, everybody.
2 new characters, 1 new game mod.
This concludes our
the
opening
PvE.
ceremonies. Mythic Stages panel presentations resume shortly with Diablo 4 Unveiled.
Damn
Have a
right, you
great
better start with
BlizzCon.
Diablo 4. Fucking Christ. Riot wins. Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with it there. Stream on Twitch is over. Oh, the stream on Twitch is over. Alright. Well. I can watch it without... We can watch it... Oh, shit. We can watch it, but not show it. Right? Like, everyone can open it up themselves. Alright, I'm gonna have to mute. So here's the thing, yeah? Originally, we're gonna watch it like this, pretty much. You can't hear or see anything, you have to open it up yourself. The link is Battle.net. Sorry, let me find the link. Blizzard, BlizzCon, watch now. Let's see. Alright, I'll put the link in the title. Oh wait, this is virtual ticket only? Really? Is it? Ah, man. No? No, it's not. No, they said they were extending the free stream. They said that in the start.
A little bit. All right, Diablo 4 takes place decades after the events of Reaper of Souls. Though Malthael's plans were foiled, the Angel of Death exacted a terrible toll on humanity, and Sanctuary suffered great devastation. Entire populations decimated, cities ravaged. Heaven itself suffered great losses, causing them to shutter their gates.
I'm currently watching.
You can close the gates. That's terrible.
Click the link.
You can
in the
imagine
title.
what that does to people.
BlizzCon.
Religious schisms, famine, war, basically
Blizzard.com.
humanity left
Go
to our own
BlizzCon
devices.
thingy.
We know how well we do on our own.
Not so good.
All right, it is against this backdrop of despair
cannot
that
watch the
Lilith
stream. I
returns.
have to
And
mute
that's
it.
when those events and that cinematic you guys witnessed happen. This is important because in the mythos of Sanctuary, Lilith is the mother of humanity. Lilith represents that demonic half that we all have inside our hearts. In that mythos, she and the
Are you
angel
making one for
Inarius,
yourself?
along with other rebel angels and rebel demons, tired of this endless great conflict, created a world that would be free of conflict called Sanctuary. And along with that, they created the first mortals.
You can make me a sandwich.
That's a legend. That's what we've heard. The scary part about that is she knows our hearts. She knows what motivates us and can manipulate us. The other scary part of that, she's Mephisto's daughter.
All right, thank you.
That's right. So she represents a link to an even greater threat, the greater evils. So even though she was summoned for reasons we were not ready to divulge quite yet, we know it can't be good. And with heaven having closed their gates, there's no one to answer our prayers. Even the Horadrim, are but mad old men talking to themselves, talking to graves, clutching their bottles as hard as they once clutched their swords.
Yeah, we can kind of identify with that, I think.
Amen. All right, that's the stage upon which Diablo 4 is set. But let's talk a little bit more about Diablo 4. Help us out, Tiffany.
All right, guys, we're gonna go on a journey together. But before that, let's take a look at what Diablo 4 is. So Diablo 4 is a classic isometric action RPG.
Surprise!
That classic camera. We wouldn't let it go. No way.
It's going to feature a dark, non-linear campaign. Oh my God.
We're not going to spoil any of the details about that campaign today, but you'll get to meet some of the folks in charge of it, including our new creative director, Sebastian
They
Stampian.
said surprise in the game.
It'll be a shared open world with 5 distinct
like
contiguous
the green thing from the
regions.
tomato fell down from the
You'll be able to go from the tip of Skoskan all the way
big,
down to Kazakhstan.
Complete with weather and day-night cycles.
There are hundreds of dungeons to explore and hundreds
Down
of
to
legendaries to
Kazakhstan.
find and equip.
This guy, what's happening? They're showing zones, regions.
Did you see the legendaries in the dark gallery?
You should check them out.
Oh
All
my.
right, there's 5 powerful classes. 3 that
Hundreds
we
of
announced today and are
dungeons to
playable
explore
in
and
the
hundreds
demo:
of
the
legendaries
sorceress,
to
the barbarian, and the druid.
The druid, yeah.
And it's being
5
developed
classes.
simultaneously for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
There has to be some sort of ranger, like either Amazon
All
or...
right, so like Tiffany said, we're starting a journey together. You know, you may recall in the opening ceremonies, Luis said that
I don't
Diablo
think
4
they're
is
bringing back
about
Demon Hunter.
world, legacy, and darkness. Who wants to talk about darkness? Yes. All right. At the highest level, what this means is that when you play Diablo 4, everything you will see and experience will feel immersive and faithful to the legacy of what we all love about Diablo. How's that sound? All right. I wanted to give you an idea what we mean when we say that. You might wonder, you know, is it mature themes? Is it blood? Is it gore? There was a little bit of gore in that trailer, right? Just a little bit.
Very good.
You know, is it the music, right? It's all of these things. And what we like to say is it's the totality of that tone that creates that experience that we all know and love.
2023. I don't think so.
And I think, like, you know, the Butcher's Pit in Diablo 1, you know, you go down, you open that door, everything seems
Beta
fine.
next year.
And then it goes horribly
That's
wrong.
my bet.
Right? Bodies eviscerated.
Next
This
year,
crazy guy
beta.
coming out with a butcher's knife. And in our
Release
trailer today, you
2021.
saw that as well. It's like everything was fine until they opened that door. No, that doors are bad. So this is what we're really excited about. It's that contrast. It's not monotonous, right? We want to create that sense of space and that world that we're really excited to explore. All right, so here's how this idea affects our heroes. You know, we've taken a more grounded approach to presenting the world of Sanctuary. You can really see it in this piece. It's everything from the palette to the design of the armor, to the design of the weapons, to how we treat magic. In the classes, you see the druid, the barbarian, and the sorceress engaged in combat with monsters from different realms around Sanctuary. And this piece really evokes the kind of tone and that feeling that we're after. And it really affects all things in the world. All right, so how would this tone affect the world of Sanctuary? We have this vast open world, and we want to immerse you into that medieval apocalyptic demonic version of Sanctuary like never before.
My apologies.
The moments of contrast that you will experience in today's demo are areas like Donheim Caves, the Drowned Caverns, and the Hangman's Tree to the south, which is one of my personal favorites. And then Keeler Farm, which kind of evokes these Diablo 1 vibes. Like the artist who built that, he was so excited about to put that into the demo.
Straight inspiration.
Yeah. These are all areas that remind us that we're in the world of Diablo and what we mean when we talk about return to darkness.
But it's not just present in the art, this darkness. It is in the world, our gameplay, and the stories we tell. So what we mean by that is our world is medieval RPG, but rather than being inspired by high fantasy, we're inspired by the occult, the demonic, and biblical themes. What we mean by gameplay is that even making a very dark, moody world, if we create, you know, the sort of overpowered characters with really over-the-top effects, we know we're going to undermine that sense of darkness. So we want to make sure we keep that in check. And then with stories, you heard me talk about how victories aren't clean or guaranteed. This means that sometimes evil wins. After all, this is the IP where you get sent to save the child Albrecht in the first Diablo.
Flashy shit.
Guess what? There's no saving him. This is the franchise where even after you kill the Lord of Terror himself, it's not good enough, and you need to risk your own mortal soul to try to contain him and just fend evil off for one more day. The entirety of Diablo 2 was predicated upon being $1 a day late and $1 short, and we basically want to encapsulate that feeling, put it in a bottle, and just create a whole world with that sense. So yeah, it's in the art, it's in the gameplay, it's in the world, and in the stories we tell.
All right, but it's not just the darkness of the previous Diablo games that's influenced us. Every Diablo game has added great new gameplay features to the series, and we're using all of these as inspiration for Diablo 4. We're taking some of our and your favorite. Let's go back a slide real quick. Go back to that campfire.
The druid is actually bigger than the barbarian.
Yeah, I still want to talk about that campfire.
He's bulkier than the barbarian.
Back one more.
One more, please.
There we go. Back to that campfire. All right, we're taking some of our and your favorite features from past Diablo games and bringing them into Diablo 4. We've updated their design, their look, their feel, using our brand new engine and all the lessons that Blizzard has learned over the years. So nowhere is this as apparent as with our classes. So it starts with this campfire right here. This pays homage to the classic campfire from Diablo 2, and this is one of my favorite parts of the demo and the game. So John, what was your team's inspiration when, tackling the character select screen?
Yeah, I think when we started the character select, it was actually a really short conversation about what we wanted to do with that. It was like we had a few ideas, but the campfire was it spoke to us. It really showed off the new engine in a really cool way. It was really awesome to see the classes with the high fidelity that we've added into our characters with Diablo 4.
Campfire from Diablo 2.
Yeah, it was just so much fun.
Yeah, go ahead, Luis.
Right.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love that we left a little room in there. And I also love how we don't put any text there telling you, the barbarian is this and that. It's like, yep, the barbarian is the guy that broods in the corner with a bunch of swords. The druid's the guy that has, some good boys hanging by him, and the sorceress conjures the campfire. It's so great.
Yeah, we wanted those classes to just be clear without any text and just it should just speak to I think we all know who these classes are at this point, so yeah.
All right, let's take a closer look at these classes, starting with the Barbarian. All right, the Barbarian, you saw the slide a second ago. There's a reason we keep bringing this class back. So Barbarians are the embodiment of visceral, brutal combat that's just so core to Diablo. So in reimagining this class for Diablo 4, we drew upon classical Barbarian imagery as well as art from our own past. So one common theme that kept cropping up was the physicality of these warriors and how armed to the teeth they are with weaponry. Every time you take a look at a picture of a barbarian, they've got axes, swords, polearms, as many weapons as they can carry. And we really love this fantasy for this class, and with that in mind, we've added the arsenal system. So the Barbarian in Diablo 4 will have 4 weapon slots and be able to use both one-handed and two-handed weapons in the same build. And I'm so excited about this level of customization and being able to equip 4 legendary items at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty much every barbarian's fantasy to finally see that arsenal that you're used to seeing on those classic barbarian paintings come to life.
So you'll actually be able to assign items to each skill slot to add yet another layer of customization. And depending on what skill you use, the barbarian will automatically pull out the weapon that he or she needs. So combat will continue to be seamless on the battlefield. So we're carrying forward theory to power the aggressive, physical, fast-paced attacks of the barbarian, but they'll also continue to pull the ancient magic of their ancestors to give them all that strength in combat on the battlefield. So let's take a look at the barbarian in action and some art.
What? Are you gonna say that fucking Path of Exile have classes?
Some of the legendary sets we've got in the works?
Yes. Built-in blood.
This guy's ready for action.
Every single motherfucker can use every single thing.
Wait for it. You know what he's gonna do.
Spell equipped.
Yeah!
I'm talking about spells being unique to just one class. You can only
almost
get
a hammer
your
down
shit, right?
As a barbarian player, I love that the team's taking some of the things that were formerly elemental magic, and now it's just more blood.
It's the truth. Don't be hating to see anus.
Yeah, I think this is like every barbarian painting that I grew up with come to life, where he's just like, you know, wading into the crowd of enemies and just wreaking havoc.
All right, let's look at our next class.
All right, next up we have the Druid.
If Path of Exile would cost...
Who all got to play a Druid in Diablo 2?
You wouldn't be sucking its dick.
How about any WoW Druid players? I think you guys are going to like this guy. But first, I don't know if this little tidbit I'm going to give you is going to reaffirm your faith in us or shake your faith in us, but we got something to share with you. The Druid was not part of our original lineup for Diablo 4. I know, it's my bad. That lasted about a day. Basically, one of our artists did this amazing piece of art, and then we went from like, I don't know, Druid, maybe no, we're making a Druid, 100% starting tomorrow, right now.
The power of art.
It's so great. It is a theme that the art inspires the design in this game. You see it with the Arsenal system, you see it with the Druid. So one of the things that we said is like, hey, we love the idea of the Druid. How do we move it forward? One of the things that we did is we took some of that fire magic that didn't feel like it met the fantasy of being someone in tune with nature. And we replaced it with storm magic and earth magic. And we feel pretty great about that. And we have it in the demo if you guys want to check it out. We kept his nature companions, like the wolves, the ravens, the vines, all of that. And then the thing that we feel is the kind of the special sauce is he's always been able to be this master shapeshifter. He can turn into a werebear, he can turn into a werewolf, and you know, it was pretty cool. You'd be a bear and spam shockwave. That was pretty awesome. But we decided to move that forward with Diablo 4, and now we have something we call seamless shapeshifting. What that means, if you truly want to embrace the hybrid nature of the class, you can start an attack in one form, and you'll begin animating as smooth and fluid as the Diablo 3 combat you've enjoyed so far. We're leveling that up. So mid-swing, you will transform into the correct form. So you'll press that button for a werewolf attack, you'll start animating caster form, finish it in werewolf form. If you're surrounded by enemies, you can conjure up a boulder, push those enemies away, and then turn back into a werebear, and charge into them. It's really, really cool. I really hope you guys have the time to play the demo, check out the Druid. But enough of me talking. Right. Let's see that stuff in action.
That guy is not having a good day.
I love these sets.
Yeah, this was one of our first pieces we did for him when we were trying to figure out what was going to be so cool about him.
Crazy mountain man.
PowerPoint presentation,
look at those
guys.
good
Fired.
boys.
Send your pets in, summon up some storm magic.
Boom. Yeah.
And don't worry if you've got a preferred form. You can just assign all your buttons to that form and just be a bear all the time if that's your Druid fantasy.
And of course, Cataclysm, it just wrecks the battlefield.
Master of nature magic right there.
Yeah. You made a good choice about that art, I guess. It worked out. All right. The Sorceress. The Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Is back.
How exciting is that? Cancer.
Yeah. She is elemental carnage on the battlefield, whether it's chilling enemies and smashing with a fireball, or transforming into a chaotic ball of lightning and just completely destroying the battlefield, teleporting around and just wreaking havoc. She is an unstoppable wrecking machine, wading through the hordes of monsters with the power of elemental magic. In the dark, oppressive world of Sanctuary, the Sorcerer lights up our dungeons. Like when we say we're returning to darkness, our dungeons are really dark. And the Sorceress lights it up in an amazing, fantastic way with our new engine and our new tech. And we're going to take a look right now.
That guy's about to eat a fireball to the head.
He's definitely questioning his life choices.
Pentagrams, of course.
Yeah, that classic D2 Sorceress.
I love that in addition to bringing the light show, gameplay-wise, you feel like a dungeon boss when you play a Sorceress. she has basically
The
control
question
over
is,
the
are you
battlefield
gonna have
with
to
abilities
make
like Blizzard,
a
like
sorcerer
Firewall, that
to do
basically
farm
make you
runs?
feel like you are doing area of denial attacks.
That's
on
the question.
enemies. Really
For
cool.
gear. Or is there something like Enigma that allows players to teleport?
Super exciting. All right, so how you
'Cause they
look
really-
in a
they
game
really
like
said
Diablo,
that they were
as
focused
you're
on
laying waste
bringing back
to
Diablo
the
2
hordes of hell, is
feel,
pretty important, don't you think?
mechanics.
You guys want more options for customization than you've had in the past? Of course. And we agree. And we're offering levels of customization in Diablo 4 more than we've ever had before, and allow you to make that barbarian of
sure.
your dreams, that druid of your dreams. And this is just a few
I'm fine with that.
options that we have here today in our demo to kind of show you what appearances look like. And then these are some concepts of also where we're going with this. We really want to give you like kind of like a template, and you can build on that fantasy however you want. So if you want to customize the hair, the skin, the jewelry, the scars, the tattoos, those kinds
Two
of
girls,
things.
two guys
And we
for every
really wanted
class.
to, like, we have a lot of these that
Appearance.
we're planning, and it's something we're really excited about. We think you guys will like it.
All right, but it's not just the appearance. At the customization is at the core of Diablo, and what I mean by that is gameplay customization. And customization is back
Okay,
with the
that's enough,
vengeance.
Forsen. Turn this
We're
off
bringing
now,
back
please.
some
These are all
ideas,
terrible
and
games.
new ideas that
It's time
we've
to wrap it up.
become inspired from
By the way, have you
previous
heard of
games.
this game called Team Fortress 2? I saw some gameplay yesterday and it looked pretty good.
So we have
I haven't.
super happy. We're a little nervous. They're like, they're gonna
Must
like
be a new
it.
one. Oh
So
shit,
we have
it's
a
happening.
trifecta of
I was gonna
customization
ask
options
about
with
the talent
talent
system.
trees, with skill ranks, and with rune words.
Actual old school Diablo 3.
Rune words especially, we've taken inspiration from Diablo 2 and given it a fresh new interpretation. You'll get to hear all about it in our systems and feature
Damn,
panel
a
tomorrow,
lot
or
of
you can check it out
Forsen
on the
builds
demo.
in this game.
But the way that it works, it's super exciting. That's no longer like a secret recipe, but a little bit more freeform with triggers and effects. We're very excited to see the combinations that you come up with.
Rune
But the
words are
message that we
back?
want to bring to you today
Did you
is
say
we
rune
want you to
words?
play the build that's inside your head. Not the build that I designed for you, but the build that you want to play, because we realize that, your idea of a frost sorceress might be different than mine or John's.
Vix.
All right. Another thing that's new to Diablo 4 is the sense of world. It's a very big difference in how we've approached it from different installments.
All right, 3 minutes.
We're coming
chat.
at it from
Now
two
talk
angles:
sharp.
the fantasy and the gameplay. On the fantasy side, we knew we had kind of planted these seeds of, hey, the druid. We've told you he came from Skosglen, and we had shown little corners of Sanctuary that we knew you guys wanted to explore. But then on the
I
gameplay
wonder if
side,
they'll have Enigma.
we kept
They
making a
should have
more or
Enigma.
less
Otherwise
linear
you're
game with
forced
Diablo before.
to sort
Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
gear farm.
And you guys kept wanting to approach it in a more open way, jumping around, killing stuff, and not following the rules. So with Reaper of Souls, we created Adventure Mode to kind of give you guys a taste of that openness. And it was really transformative. That was a moment where we learned a lot
Who said
about
that?
how the game could be played, and
I
where
didn't
we
say
saw
that.
how you guys were approaching Diablo. So based on those learnings, we are making Diablo 4 open from the ground up. We're making an open world with a non-linear campaign so that you can be in charge of how you decide to level. If you're the type of player that wants to take breaks between the story and do some of the repeatable content, explore
Open
a little
world,
bit, do
non-linear
side content,
campaign.
stuff like that, great. If you're the type of player that wants to experience the story uninterrupted, you can still do that. So not only can you customize who your character is, you can customize their
But
experience
how
in
will it
Sanctuary.
work with servers and PoE? How does that work?
Yeah, the world. This is something we're so excited about. I think when the concept team got a hold of this, this idea of this vast open world was really exciting, and what we would present to the players. Diablo levels have always felt a little bit like, corridors, or, I kind of skirt around the edges and work my way in towards the middle. But there was always that border that was a little frustrating. And I think, like, for this game, those borders are gone. And so on the concept team, when we were kind of imagining what this space would look like, we had to imagine what that would be. And so, what if the region itself was 10 or 20 times larger than any previous Diablo region? It's so big that mounts might actually be required to cross these distances. There's going to be 5 connected regions to explore with distinct geological and unique biomes. We will have the icy mountains of Fractured Peaks. We're really excited about this one. It's beautiful. We'll have the dark forest of Skazglen. And we're going to have the desolate grasslands of Dry Steppes. Sprawling deserts of Kyrgyzstan. Of course, we're going to go back to Kyrgyzstan. We're really excited about this. And then the foul swamps of Hawazar to explore.
Why can't they just be regular swamps?
Because they need to be foul. This is super important. Foul swamps. Sounds pretty dark,
Kazakhstan.
right?
So the world is also how you engage with other players in Diablo 4. So we'll have social hubs in major towns. This is one from our demo. This is Korbach. And in these towns, not only is this where you pick up quests and talk to NPCs, you can also trade, ask someone about their gear, maybe investigate their build, take a look at how they customize their character, or what awesome armor they're wearing. You might even be able to look for a group. And you might be wondering, why do I want to look for a group? Well, as you're exploring the open world, you'll come across world events. And our druid here is going to come up on one in a second. And you may not want to fight these events alone because they're a little bit tougher experiences, which I think is pretty exciting. All right, I'm gonna wait for this one to pop up. All right, here we go. So this was in the game trailer. This is Ashava. This is in our demo. I'm curious how many people Ashava is going to murder this weekend.
There better be dedicated servers.
Anybody
with
want
like
to
100 players or something.
I'm guessing thousands, maybe. Everybody.
Everybody.
I like that.
Everybody here, yes.
Probably everyone that plays a demo is going to die to this. So, you know, you can group up with other people. You'll be running around the world. You'll come across other players, and they'll be able to help you defeat this demon and get some awesome loot. That's why we fight demons, right? So I know what you're thinking. What if I don't really want to play with other people?
This sounds like Dark Souls invading
there will be
system.
areas of Sanctuary where players can opt into PvP, so you can just murder them instead.
It's more like
You'll be able to
designated PvP
complete
zones.
the entirety of Diablo 4 without ever necessarily engaging in these social activities. You can continue to crawl dungeons on your own or just form private parties of your own. But I'm really excited about what grouping and trading is going to do to the longevity of this game. And you know, the most important thing for me for playing games these days is player stories. And I have, you know, so many of my own. And I'm curious, do you have any?
I mean, yeah,
Dude,
I love PvP, not because I'm a great PvPer. I'm like kind of middling, but it's the sort of thing where I don't remember a lot about other games, but I remember how I lost my hardcore characters in Diablo 2. And I lost my sorceress, basically. Someone befriended me. We did bail runs for a couple hours. I'm like, this person's pretty chill. My bags were full after killing Bale, so I went to town,
I'm going to be playing
took the town portal back to get the rest of my loot, and I don't know how this person must have been telepathic or something, but
you know how it is?
They went hostile
Probably
right as I
dumb.
was loading. I loaded up to like 1,000,000 firewalls, died in like a second. Your deeds will be remembered. And that person really enriched my online experience, I must say.
Luis, I didn't realize we'd met before.
I'm not even mad. Maybe in Diablo 4 I'll finally get revenge. So.
All right, well, John and Luis talked about this expansive open world, and there will still be waypoints to travel around because we think that's really core to the fantasy of Sanctuary. With so much world to explore, we saw the opportunity to add a new feature, and that is mounts. So we took a very Diablo approach to this feature, both thematically from a gameplay perspective. So taking a look at this concept art right here, you'll be able to swap out the armor pieces, change the saddle, change, what's another? Armor?
Horseshoes.
Horse armor, and maybe swap out that fallen head for a different trophy. And not only does this add, you know, aesthetic customization, but also changes the gameplay. So if you're in PvP, and you're running away from a sorceress that's turned hostile on you, you may want to equip some items that decrease the damage that you take on a mount, or maybe make your mount go a little bit faster so you can outrun that firewall or outrun that blizzard, and keep your ears for another day. So it's really important that mounts feel grounded in this world. Everything that we add, you'll hear us say time and time again, for this to feel like a dark, grounded world. We want these mounts to feel at home in Sanctuary. So, John, I saw that you, on your desk, you had this picture of a rainbow unicorn.
That is not true. It was on fire. If it was on my desk, it was
all
certainly
right, that's
on fire.
why there's a fire horse behind
or
me.
dead,
All
or
right.
flayed. or something?
So we'll have demon horses, flayed horses. This horse doesn't even have a face anymore. That feels pretty at home in the world of Sanctuary. And so these are the kinds of mounts that you can expect to ride around. Because Diablo is an action RPG, we want to get you back into the action as quickly as possible, and we want to do it with some flair. So we've added dismount abilities. Each class will have class-specific abilities that fit their fantasy perfectly. So if you're a sorceress and you just want to get off your horse like normal, you can still do that. Or you can turn into an ice storm and freeze everything in your path. So let's take a look at the barbarian and the sorceress and some of their dismount abilities in action.
What do you think? Are they chasing each other or are they friends?
I think they're about to kill each other.
Probably.
All right,
so it's really
check
big,
this out.
huh? But they need to put mounts in.
Combo those dismount abilities. So I guess they're friends for now.
Don't trust them.
The waypoints are probably
All right,
really
so
far
we've
from
talked
each
a lot
other.
about the world above ground, but we all know that really the cool stuff in Diablo happens below ground, in dungeons. You guys want to hear about dungeons? All right, well, we've added, like we have all this cool stuff above ground, but when we say return to darkness, that is a literal truth for a lot of our dungeons, and we are
Dude,
crafting some of the darkest, most
must be so
evil
scary
spaces that
playing
you have
hardcore
ever
with
explored in a
PvP.
Diablo game to find epic loot. And we're gonna show some of those right
I
now.
never
Let's take a
played
look.
Diablo 2 hardcore really because I was fucking 9.
Those are your people, Luis.
I love the first time I went to a dungeon in Diablo 4 and I realized I was at home was when the corners were dark. I'm like, oh, this just feels so right in a Diablo game. Right here, this. And if you play a class that brings the light show, here's where you see it.
Yeah, for sure. When the player's in there and you have that little pool of light around you and those dark corners, it just feels like home.
And of course, we should
This looks really
reassure
good.
you these are fully randomized. We're building up on our know-how from D3. It's basically DRLG 2.0. Our dungeons continue to be randomized. And not only that, but we have new features that in tomorrow's panels you'll get to check out.
And also exterior
Fully
dungeons as
randomized.
well that are randomly generated.
So there's one thing I'm not seeing here, John.
Really? Did we leave something out?
Where do we usually go in a Diablo game?
Where do you guys want to go in Diablo? Yeah, of course we're going to hell.
Handbasket.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Diablo without going to hell, right? And we're doing it, and we're really excited about it. We don't have it here today with us, but I guarantee you in the future, when you see it, we're going to really do it.
We're going to hell.
Very strong
They
service.
said the
Yeah.
line.
All right, so what good would all of this world and all of these dungeons be if we didn't have cool stuff to kill? So as a former quest designer, it really excites me to do a big world RPG in the world of Diablo and finally get into the
Nothing about
backgrounds,
loot.
the,
They already
the
said they have-
backstories,
they'll have
and
rune
how all the
That's
pieces
good
fit
enough for me.
together. Like the Fallen, for example, in the
Yeah, they do this
demonology,
shit
how they fit in.
self-explanatory, kind of.
They're at the lowest rung of basically that demonic hierarchy. All the other demons just crap on them.
I
They
wanna know
get
more
the
about the
crumbs
servers.
of the
That's
human
what I wanna know,
remains that are
mostly.
left, maybe some bones. They just take in all this insane cruelty and then they just reflect it back into
I
the
just watch
world.
Forsen
So you
eating.
have like fallen lunatics that are just ready to blow up.
You
and,
all have
like,
computers,
these
don't you?
wicked weapons with spikes, and they just look like cruel, miserable creatures. But it all comes from them taking all this cruelty in. So, let's think that.
You're kind of making me feel bad for the Fallen. I want to kill these guys and take their stuff.
Well, hopefully not too bad, but think about that next time you're killing Bish Bosh or Rakanishu. But it's not just the iconic and genre-defining monsters of Diablo, like the Fallen. We also
we got some new stuff.
We got lots of new stuff
Rakanishu.
because we're exploring parts of the world that we've never been to. So here's just one example, one taste. This is the Drowned. They are undead that comes from the
That's your mom,
oceans. They're
Chad.
linked to ancient maritime curses and stuff like that. So as we move forward, we're going to keep exploring these families and how they fit into the world and how they work together as a family. So they have mechanics where they amp each other up and they're bigger than the sum of their parts.
Yeah, I love the Drown. Seeing them come out of the coastline, which you'll see in today's demo, is really striking.
All right, and then what good would all these monsters be if they weren't dropping awesome stuff? So items are one of the most important elements of Diablo, if not the most important. We're really leaning into legendaries as opening up build possibilities. we realized that with D3, we maybe emphasize sets a little bit too much, and we want to make sure that we leave room for legendaries moving forward so that we have build variety and that we don't overstep on that customization. Sets will continue to be there, but they won't dominate. Even non-legendary affixes will also lean into customization. We will have affixes that will improve your skill ranks, and we'll have affixes that will improve your passive talent ranks. And we hope that will further differentiate your build from my build. And then, great. And then also, we're just building in our tools, our pipelines, and our know-how, and we're bringing even more legendaries than ever to the table.
Yeah, we're making so many legendaries, and these are just a few of them here. And actually, you're going to get to see some of them at the show today, which is pretty cool.
Super excited. That spiked one right there is my favorite.
How are you supposed to hold that?
You bleed.
It looks like it'd give you tetanus.
All right, so there is much more to come. A game of this scope takes time. This is a very early first step. We're not coming out soon, not even Blizzard soon. We're just excited to take this first early step in the journey together with you. We have a demo ready for you guys to play back there. We have 3 classes, our first 3 classes. We're gonna have 5 when we ship.
Some give you extra talent points.
We also have 3 dungeons, lots of events, including the world event that Tiffany described, and a very small sliver of Scotland, which in itself is just a small region of the world.
Okay.
Please give us feedback. We want to hear what you liked, what you didn't like. Again, this is just the first step in the journey. And then if you can't be here, if you're watching over the internet at home, we have streams both days. We've partnered, We've partnered with streamers where you can go experience the demo vicariously.
They didn't say the release date?
And then we also have a website live with info. And we're on the hook now with you guys to update that website on a quarterly basis with a weblog to keep you up to date as to how we're going in the development.
Motherfucker.
All right,
I'm
right.
ARPG
That's super
streamer.
exciting. All right, so we have so many things for you to see at the show. Luis talked a lot about the demo. I'm going to talk about the stuff beyond the demo. It's crazy. So there is literally a 12-foot tall Lilith in the front of Hall D.
I can see her.
Yeah, I know. I can literally see her from here. It's absolutely crazy. Right there. Built by the incredible Steve Wang and his incredible team. We have a slightly smaller version of Lilith, crafted by our very talented sculptors, which you will also see at the show.
Sponsored by Facebook
we have
Gaming.
brought artifacts from the world of Diablo on display at the Dark Gallery. The Dark Gallery is kind of a first time of doing something like this. We've brought a piece of Sanctuary here, filled it with artifacts. Some of them are made by our team. We've had some other people chip in, and it's really something pretty extraordinary, and we're excited for you to see it. We also have the artist Brahm here, who created the cover to Diablo 2, is that right? And did many beautiful paintings for Diablo 3. And he was also, basically, he'll be here signing prints. He painted Lilith, that'll be in the Dark Gallery. So please stop by, get a poster signed, nerd out with us about all the things that we're going to be doing in the future, and share your stories.
All right, I got to give one more plug to the Dark Gallery. It's like a really messed up museum. There's also a cultist sacrifice going on in there, so if you're really big on taking photos, you can go get sacrificed on an altar. So just a suggestion, if you have some free time, go into the Dark Gallery, check out some art, maybe get sacrificed.
Yeah, that guy's terrifying.
Yeah.
Send that picture to your friends and relatives, freak them out a little bit.
Yeah, you came to BlizzCon and you got sacrificed. It's, true Diablo fans.
All right, we touched on a lot of things today really briefly, but you can find out way more at our other panels this weekend for Diablo 4. So starting off tomorrow morning, there will be a live art demonstration from Diablo 4 artists if you're interested in seeing how we create character assets for the game. So that's over in the Dark Moon Fair, and that's at 10 a.m. on the Epic stage. If you're interested in learning more about the systems and features, because we just touched really lightly on them this morning, if you're interested in learning about the classes, the skills, monsters and bosses, dungeons, items, check out that systems and features panel tomorrow right here on the stage at 12:15. If you're interested in learning more about the world that we're building and all the characters and where they're going and how we even got here, check out the World and Lore panel, also on the stage tomorrow afternoon at 3:15, and learn more from our World and Lore team. And last but not least, all this beautiful art. If you want to take a look at that and listen to a multidisciplinary discussion on our approach for returning to darkness in Diablo, come to the art panel with John and some artists.
That's going to be so much fun.
Awesome artists. On the legendary stage tomorrow afternoon at 4:15. So these three
I'll be an
latter
old
panels
man.
will have Q&A. So we would love to hear your questions and answer them. We're actually, you can actually submit a question physically here over at the demo station. There's a little box. You can write your question on a card and drop it into that box. Or if you're watching online, you can tweet at us at hashtag D4QA. We'll be going through those questions, picking the best ones, and answering those in our panels.
Don't be afraid to ask hard questions. I know there's a lot of speculation
Is
that
Diablo the game
we
you look
won't.
forward to the
We'll
most?
take them, so give us
out
some
of
hard
the
questions.
ones that were predictable. Maybe there was a new IP, like a fighting
All right.
game, or I don't know.
So, like
Whatever.
we mentioned at the beginning, this is a
But no.
stacked BlizzCon. What do the airlines say? We realized you had a choice of demos and presentations. We're really, really happy that you came to see us and hear what we had to show you, to say and show you. So
Oh,
thank
is
you.
it Q&A?
Oh
no, I dropped it.
We three represent a very, very passionate team, and we want you to know that like we have our team staffing the
Red
area, the
shirt
demo
guys,
area,
yeah.
and the dark gallery. That you'll see us wearing the blue shirts. Please stop by, talk to them, let them know what you liked, what you didn't like, share your Diablo stories, ask them what their favorite class is. Maybe you let them know what classes or you like and don't like. We're just super excited to just nerd out with us and finally be able to share what we've been working on with you guys. So on behalf of the entire Diablo team, once again, thank you all, and we'll see you in hell.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending Diablo 4 Unveiled. Coming up.
We'll see you in hell. Use it more times. Up next, Overwatch. Wait, no Q&A? Maybe they ditched Q&As completely this year. Our Q&As are tomorrow. Alright. I'm not very interested in this. And there's DLC. So if you want to see it, you can shut the fuck up. All right. I guess we can do a little bit of Jackbox since we ditched the Overwatch one, and there's no other panel. There's no other panel I want to watch either out of the other games. Hearthstone and Blizzard. Wow, that's what I meant to say. Right one. Jackbox, Tarko. No, I'm too tired. I'm too tired for anything serious now. I didn't sleep too well. Well. That was quite, in general, average. Diablo carried, but every time you get these, like, oh shit, what the fuck, this is Pog, you realize it's Blizzard, and it's gonna be fucking 3 years until we get to see any of that shit, right? You have to be signed in on Twitch. Forsen just hating. I mean, what's not to hate? Same old shit. One WoW expansion, one Hearthstone expansion, one fucking Overwatch character, one new Overwatch character, and that's it. How can you not hate after getting spoiled by Riot? But Riot, same shit. What do you mean Riot, same shit? Did you not see their fucking Counter-Strike with skills? The fighting game? It's trash. Are you fucking kidding me? It looks smooth as fuck, boy. Now the fighting game looked like a Street Fighter reskin, yeah. But I mean, at least they're trying to venture out into new territories. I'll be retired before Diablo 4. Well, I'll play it by myself then. Gwei donates and says PoE friends versus Diablo boomers. Pepe laugh, named corn. Yeah.